YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen, where I eat to live and not live to eat. Today I'm going to be making some black bean and quinoa tacos. So if you're interested in seeing how I make these amazing tacos, stay tuned and I'll show you. All right, guys, so this is what you're gonna need to create these beautiful, delicious tacos. Of course, you're gonna need the main dish is your quinoa. Love quinoa. I use the tricolored quinoa, the organic tricolored quinoa. You can get that basically anywhere. You can get it at Kroger. I get mine at Kroger. You can get it at Sprouts. You can get it at Walmart. Quinoa is everywhere. And then, of course, you're gonna need some black beans. Now, for those who wanna go old school and cook your black beans, hey, go ahead and do that. I do that sometime, but I'm all about sometimes quick and easy meals. So I got the black beans from Simple Truth, organic Simple Truth black beans. I get mine from Kroger. I usually just take these, give them a nice rinse, get all the juice off of them and put them in my meal. You're gonna need an onion. Of course, you're gonna need some tomatoes. You can have tacos without tomatoes. I got some fresh cilantro. We're gonna need some cilantro, some avocado, some limes. I have some salsa, and I'll show you my other seasonings as I go to actually make the quinoa. You're gonna need some shells. I have some corn shells, and then I have some hard corn shells as well. So either or, I get these also. These are Simple Truth Organics. I get these also from Kroger. You know, I like, if I'm using corn and things like that, I always say I like getting organic or non-GMO because I know it's not been genetically modified. So I usually try to steer if I'm using corn and things like that to make sure it says non-GMO or organic. So, and the same with these. But that's what we have to start off with. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take and rinse off my quinoa. I use about 2 cups of, 2.5, 3 cups of quinoa. I do make a big bowl of the mixture for tacos because it's 5 of us, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 of us is gonna be eating. So I usually make quite a bit of the quinoa. If you're not gonna need that much, I will say keep the beans because it brings a great balance with your quinoa. Because you know the quinoas are small little grains and it gives it a little more texture. So, but I love quinoa. It's good for you. It's great fiber. It's high alkaline. So that is definitely one of the go-to things. So I'm gonna use a couple of cups of that. And what you wanna do with your quinoa, your rice and all that, I usually take it and rinse it. So I'm just gonna take a couple cups. I have my little handy dandy strainer here. So if y'all can see my strainer, I have my just little strainer. Just gonna throw a couple cups in here. Actually 2 cups is plenty. So I'm gonna do my 2 cups. I'm just gonna rinse, give that a nice little rinse. And then we'll get started over here in the pan. I'm gonna open my beans. I'm gonna rinse those off as well. So we're gonna mix all this together in our pot and we're gonna start making our tacos. So hey, come over here to the stove. I'm gonna show you every step by step what I do, and these are gonna be delicious. They're quick, easy, but delicious. All right, so we're here at the stove. You wanna start off with a little bit of oil in your pot. I'm using grapeseed oil. You can use whatever oil of your preference. It's just to toast our quinoa a little bit. So I've rinsed off my quinoa. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump that in there. And they stick to the strainer here. So I'm just gonna knock all those out and try to get as many of these off the strainer that I can without making a ton of noise. Because you know I bang and do all that stuff. So y'all used to me by now, right? So that's just my personality. I make a lot of noise in the kitchen and sometimes I make a lot of mess, but hey, it's me. And then also what I'm going to use, this is the, it's vegan, but it's the Better Than Bouillon. Right now I'm using the roasted garlic base. And so you can use any seasonings you want, but I like to give my quinoa a nice season as it's cooking. So I'm going to do about this is about a tablespoon of the broth base. And I put that down in there. And then also, I love using the minced onions in my, when I'm making my lentil tacos, or if I'm making the quinoa tacos, or the what I use, walnut tacos. I don't know. I just love the minced onions. It's just dehydrated onions. I like dehydrated onions. It brings a nice flavor to your dish. You can use regular onions if you want to cut up regular onions. You can definitely do that. But I'm using the minced dehydrated onions. Y'all know when we used to eat those McDonald's burgers, they used to use those dehydrated onions on there. It just used to do something on their little hamburgers, right? It made them good when I used to eat them. And I haven't had a McDonald's hamburger in probably 10 years or more. But that's what they used to put on there. I don't know if they still do or not. They used to use the minced onions, but we're going to use those. I'm just going to give it a little toss. That's probably about 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons maybe, give or take, of the minced onions. I'm just going to get those down in there. And I got my stove on because, you know, I like to give my quinoa a little toast as it's cooking. I just kind of toast it up a little bit, just for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And it's been on, my stove has been on. So I usually just kind of stir everything together. So I have my onions and my quinoa. And as my quinoa starts to cook, I don't put my beans in. What I did, I rinsed off a can of the black beans. I'm going to leave those setting to the side for now because they're done pretty much. And I don't want them to lose their texture. And I like to have that still beany. I don't want to overcook the beans. So what I'm going to do is just kind of just give this a nice little stir. Get that in here. We're going to add more ingredients, more actually seasonings to this as we go along. But I just wanted to get that broth in there, that better than bouillon. It just gives it a nice flavor. And they have other seasonings that you can use. Like I said, this is just my preference, but I like the flavor that it gives the quinoa along with those dehydrated onions. And then I'm going to get my water in here. We're just going to let this come to a nice boil. And then we're going to turn it down and let it simmer. And then as it gets to fluffing up, that's when we're going to go ahead and add in our black beans and season it with the rest of our seasonings so we can get it to the flavor that we want for our nice tacos. But this is so good, y'all. I love quinoa. It's good for you too. So if you don't eat quinoa, I would recommend you buy it, try it. It's a good fiber. It helps you to get moving. So I just love it. It tastes good. You can make it for breakfast. You can make it in tacos. I put it in my chili. If you guys haven't had my chili recipe, people say it's a lot of steps, but it's really not. But it's so good. I use quinoa in there as well. But just wanted to bring some more quinoa dishes on. I eat a lot of quinoa. So, but I don't have a lot of quinoa dishes on my channel right now. And of course, I'm fairly new to the whole YouTube thing. So I've been on YouTube now since February of 2021 or 2020. So a little over a year now. So yay, I've made it this far, and I'm still learning. So I hope you guys are very patient with me because I'm still learning and trying new things. But I have a whole bunch of recipes and I just don't have a whole bunch of time to dedicate to YouTube right now. But that is my prayer, that eventually I can do more spending time cooking than I do on my 9 to 5. But this is just some water. I have my tea kettle here. And what I'm going to do is just get my water. You can hear it starting to sizzle. And all I like to do is just cover the quinoa with just my water. I don't like to make it too much more than that because these are really small grains that don't take very long to cook. So you just want to cover that. And from here, you can always tell you guys, you can taste your broth, because whatever your broth tastes like is what your quinoa is going to taste like as it's cooking. So, you know, I got that broth better than bouillon in here, so I can just take a little sip. And it has flavor. It already has the flavor that I'm looking for. So I know that flavor is not going to be overpowering, but it's just bringing a nice little flavor into the broth there. And I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes to come to a good boil. And then I'm just going to turn it down, keep the lid on it so it can go ahead and fluff. So you do want to put your lid on while it's cooking. But I'm putting my lid on, vent out, so the steam will come out for now. And then as I start to get it to fluff, when I turn it down, I'll turn my top to keep the heat in, everything inside the pot. So that's what we're going to do for now. We're going to go back over here. I'm going to start cutting up my onions and my tomatoes and things like that. So while we're waiting on this to cook. All right, just wanted to do a quick check-in with you guys, see how good and how it's sitting here. It's boiling. A lot of the water has already kind of boiled down out of it. So what I'm going to do is turn it on low, and I want to just let this kind of fluff up. I'm going to add just a pinch more water, not a lot, just a little bit there, just to let it continue to fluff. See, I didn't even add very much. It's still got a lot of liquid in there, but they haven't fluffed. They've been cooking for probably about a good 10 minutes now. So all I'm going to do is put my lid. You want to keep all that steam in there and just turn my vents off. And that way, just let that simmer on low so it'll continue to fluff and cook. It smells so good. So once it gets fluffy to the texture that I want it, then that's when we're going to move forward to add in our black beans. So be right back. Trying to keep the video kind of short just for the sake of you guys not getting bored. But what I'm over here doing is basically just cutting up my tomatoes, my avocados, cleaning my cilantro and my lime. So I'll be right back. All right, guys. So look, the quinoa has fluffed up nicely. Look at that. That's the texture. That's the fluffiness you want from your quinoa. So I let this simmer for about another 15 minutes. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is get the black beans in here. And I'm going to go ahead and stir that up. And because these are tacos, I'm only going to add 1 can of black beans just to give it a little bit of texture. If you want more black beans in your tacos, definitely feel free. But there's a lot of quinoa. That was 2 cups. And it makes a lot. Quinoa stretches a lot. So now, you know, we had that flavor in our quinoa, which is delicious, by the way. So we've added our black beans. I did rinse them off from the can. So you can do whatever seasonings you like in your tacos. I'm going to use a little bit of the taco seasoning. I usually try to use all my natural spices too. This has a blend of different ones. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of this in here. You can use your own cumin, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, you know, things like that to go ahead and give it that flavor. But I'm just going to go ahead and make this simple and easy. Just add a little bit of the taco seasoning in here that I use. And let's get that mixed in here really good. Because we don't want to make it overpowering with the seasonings. But we do want to just give it that nice little kick, that nice little flavor. So when you put it on your taco, oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. And then I'm going to also add just a little bit of smoked paprika. Y'all know I love my smoked paprika. It gives it that nice little smoky taste. And that goes with just anything, really. And if you like your tacos spicy, if you want a little spice to it, you can add a little cayenne pepper to give it an extra little kick. But I think for me, I'm just going to keep it like this because I do have some salsa that I'm going to put on here, my Mateo Salsa. It has a little kick to it because I like the spicy one. I get it in mild for my granddaughter. And then I get it in spicy as well for the hot flavor. So I'm going to use a little bit of that on mine. But this is all you do. So this is the base for our tacos. So we have our mixture ready. So now what we're going to do is start to build our taco. Now, again, use whatever seasonings you normally like to season with for your tacos. You don't have to follow mine to step by step. I just like to set a foundation or give you a base of things to use, especially for those that are just now trying to cook and cook this way is not the same. So a lot of things that you've done before, you can keep it kind of similar. Just switching up the ingredients when you're going trying to have a vegan lifestyle. You know, it's kind of hard. You think, oh, I can't do this. Yes, you can. So don't be too hard on yourself. All you do is just take different ingredients and still just kind of season them the same way you're familiar with. And then as you get more familiar with the journey and you're on this journey a little longer, then you can start adding in other things. Oh, I can do it this way or I can do it that way. So it makes it a little bit easier. And I try to give you recipes that are easy to make, that are quick to make, that are fun, but doesn't lack on flavor and doesn't lack on taste at all. So, but that's our base here. So now what we're going to do is go start building our black bean and quinoa tacos. All right, guys, so we are done with our tacos. I told y'all this is simple and easy, y'all. This right here, oh my gosh, this is like goodness in a bowl. It tastes so good. And it's simple and easy. So what I was gonna do, I didn't use the corn shells, but I did heat up some of the other shells. I have some of those because I do like the softer shells. I like the hard ones too, but we went with the softer shell for this video. And I'm telling you, I make a really good flour tortilla using the spelt flour. That I think I have a video out there where I use the spelt tortillas, which will be good for this too. If I have one, I'll put it in the description. If not, I'm gonna have to come back and show y'all one, because girl and guys, y'all, I can make a really good tortilla shell. But we have our shells here. In most restaurants, they put two together so they don't break. But I've warmed these up. So all you want to do is get your taco filling on here. Oh my gosh, look at that. I think we can do one. Oh yeah, they're pretty good. I think I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna just make a couple tacos here. Just show you how I build them up. And we have our fresh cilantro. Now, for those of you who don't know about storing and keeping your cilantro, shout out to my daughter, Ebony. She said, Mom, because I would always put my cilantro in my bag and keep it in there and, you know, wilt her up and go bad so quick. I'm like, gosh, I hate wasting cilantro. Yes, it's only 40, 50 cents a, you know, bunch, but it goes to waste. She's like, Mom, you got to put it in a mason jar. You got to put water in it. It's like a plant. Keep it in your refrigerator. It'll last for you a month. And that girl was showing up right. I keep it in a mason jar now. And I tell you, my cilantro will last me a whole month, if not longer. You just got to keep changing the water, putting you some fresh water in there, like pouring the water out, keeping you some fresh water in there, just like you do your plants. I mean, like food. Y'all, come on now. I didn't know that. So she got, Mommy, you gonna take, no, I'm gonna give a shout out to my daughter. She did tell me that. So, but what I am gonna do, I don't usually wash it before I put it in the water. I just take it out and put it in the water because I don't want it to get soggy. So then when I'm getting ready to use it, of course, I'll give it a nice little rinse, which is what I'm gonna do now because I'm gonna use it for my tacos. And I'm gonna just rinse that off there. Okay. So we're gonna finish building our tacos here. So what we have, I did cut up some nice onions. Whatever you like on your tacos, that's what you make. I got some cherry tomatoes or some grape tomatoes. I did some avocados. I did some limes. I got some cilantro. Of course, I got my homemade ranch dressing. If you want some ranch, you can put that on there. And I have some, you guys know I love Mateo's. I try to buy simple, like if I don't want to make my own salsa, because sometimes I don't have time for that. Like I said, I work a 9 to 5. And yes, I can food prep. My daughter's like, Mom, you can food prep on the weekend. You can get all your stuff ready. That's my daughter, Ebony, again. So she always gets on me. You can food prep your food. You can do it. You don't have to buy a jar or nothing, because she makes everything from scratch. And I'm like, okay, Ebony, I feel you. I can. But if I have to go out and buy something, of course, I'm going to get clean ingredients. Those things that are not going to have me full with fillers and things like that. But the Mateo's, y'all, the Mateo Salsa is so good. And it's all natural ingredients. It's nothing crazy in here that I can't pronounce. It's just your natural ingredients. So we have the hot, which I like the hot. And then my granddaughter likes the mild. So I'm going to put a little bit of those on here as well. But that's that. So we're going to build this taco. So I'm just going to put a little bit of onion on here. Do some little onion. And then we're going to put, and you can use what I do like and I didn't have. I love the green onions and the, you know, the shallots. Yeah, shallots. I love the green onion with the shallots on here. I don't have any, so I won't be using those. And then I'm going to put a little bit of tomato, because you can't have a taco without tomato. Even though you're using salsa that is tomato, it's different. So you got to have both. I'm going to put some avocado on here. I diced up some fresh avocado. Look at this, y'all. And like I said, this is quick and easy. When you just got that craving for a taco, this is the go-to, I'm telling y'all. And then I'm going to put a little bit of cilantro pieces on here. Y'all, I done fell in love with cilantro. I like cilantro, but for some reason, I've been craving cilantro lately. I've been putting it on my pizza. I've been putting it on, I made a vegan tuna. I put it on my tuna sandwich. it's just delicious. It's just something about that fresh taste of the cilantro. It does something for me. So put that on there. And let's see, I got some lime. Of course, you can't have a taco without squeezing some fresh lime on there. You can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Give you that fresh lime just to bring all those flavors together. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is gonna be so good. And it didn't take long to cook either. It's simple and easy. And if you want just a little bit of ranch dressing on here, you can do just a little drizzle, not a lot, because you really don't want to take away from everything. This is my homemade ranch dressing. I do have a video out there for my ranch and tartar sauce. Just gonna give it a little drizzle here, not a lot, because we don't want to overpower and take away from all the other nice ingredients. And I'm just gonna do a little salsa because I know my taste tester likes salsa. So I'm gonna give them what they like. So I'm gonna put a little salsa on here. I'm gonna do one hot and one mild. Give them a choice. I like the hot myself. Oh my gosh. And some tortilla chips. Oh my gosh. Y'all know the good healthy tortilla chips I put on my channel too. I showed y'all one time. Delicious. Okay. I love food, so y'all have to forgive me because I get happy when I make food, especially food that is good and good for you. It just makes you happy. So this you have it, guys. My black bean and quinoa tacos. Simple, easy, and delicious. So we're gonna see what they taste like because you guys know I can be a little biased. It's my cooking, it's my channel. I'm gonna say it's good, but if it really wasn't that great, I wouldn't even put it on here unless I was doing something live and I was like, y'all, I'm gonna do this for the first time, then I'll be honest. But because I know it's good, that's why I put it on here, because I know it tastes delicious. But I'm gonna let you hear it from Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
Can I have your assistance, please?
Yes, you may.
Come on over here, sir. You know, I trust your judgment because
Yes.
you tell me whether it's good or not.
My favorite time.
You're very honest with me, and sometimes you can be my worst critic. But I guess that's why I appreciate you and love you, because you know you be sometimes hurting a girl's feelings. Because you know sometimes you want to. I know you don't, but you be honest.
Yeah.
So that's what y'all like, honesty, right? They like a good honest critic. So you know you be like, the texture is good, but the texture's a little. You be doing it. So I appreciate you for that because it just makes me a better person. Okay? But a better cook. Yes. Yes. Because you know I don't mess up what I do. My bio says I don't mess up. I just create. So if it's something that wasn't like it's supposed to be, I just created something else. There you have it. Okay. There you have it. My tacos. Let me get you a napkin.
Okay.
And this one had the mild. This one had the spicy.
Okay.
So I don't know which one you want to go with first.
Let's go with the hot first. You can see.
You gonna see?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're working right here, y'all.
Here we go. And you tell me if you would eat this outside of Cassandra's kitchen. If you would buy this.
Yes. Absolutely, y'all. The texture, the flavors there. I mean, good God Almighty, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Y'all ain't gonna be disappointed in these tacos. I'm telling you.
They got flavor.
They got flavor, baby.
They good.
I'm serious with the black bean and the quinoa. Oh my God.
It's good, ain't it?
Yes, it's really good.
You don't even have to have meat. Like, literally, y'all, it's right there. And like I said, if you make your own tortilla shells, as I do, making my own tortilla shells tastes a lot better than buying tortilla shells. I know, but sometimes we can be lazy cooks. And it's simple, it's easy, and it's still delicious. Like,
y'all, I'm telling y'all won't be disappointed in these tacos. I mean, number one, it's healthy. The flavor in here is excellent. The texture, everything. I mean, good God Almighty.
Oh, wow. I got two good God Almighties all in one video.
Hey, this is really good. This is really good and healthy for you. The quinoa, You know, the
Quinoa is a
black
good
beans,
fiber. Black beans, yes.
the avocados.
Good
and
for
just,
you.
Oh my goodness.
The
onions,
cilantro is
the
good
cilantro.
for you. Onions. Everything in here is just healthy.
It is thebomb.com, and you will not be disappointed.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You did
All
that,
right.
babe.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right.
Yes.
So you guys heard it from him. So if you try it and you like it, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And of course, share the video.
Yes,
and if
please.
you haven't already subscribed to Cassandra's Kitchen,
subscribe.
You heard it. Subscribe to Cassandra's Kitchen. What are you waiting for?
Yes.
So again, from my kitchen to
Amazing.
yours, we love you guys.
Love you.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.
Bye-bye now.
Peace out now.